A good Erev Shabbos to you, and I hope you're all well. This week we're delighted to welcome Rabbi Sam and Rebetz and Emma Taylor to BES, and we wish them every success and happiness in the community. Mazel tov to Louise and Josh Munt on Ilan's bar mitzvah, and to Natasha and Rob Mai on the birth of their son, and to anyone else who's celebrating a birthday, anniversary, or any other simcha. We wish Refuah Shlema, a full and speedy recovery to anyone who's unwell, and a Richas Yamim, long life to Ruth Kingsley on the sad passing of her mother Claire Solman, and to anyone else who's observing a yortzeit in the coming week. I want to thank everyone who's volunteered, donated, set up events, and taken part in activities virtually to help us stay connected. You know, there's a fascinating book called The Power of Moments, and it explores why certain often brief experiences have extraordinary impact, why they can jolt us and elevate us and change us, and how we can learn to create such extraordinary moments in our life and work. The book delves into some fascinating mysteries of experience, why we tend to remember the best or worst moment of an experience, as well as the last moment, but forget the rest. Why we feel most comfortable when things are certain, but we feel most alive when they're not. And why our most cherished memories are clustered into a brief period during our youth. And in Parshas Eikev, Moshe recounts what was perhaps the most traumatic moment of his career. See, after spending 40 days and nights on the highest level of the spiritual elevation, he returned from Mount Sinai to a scene that filled him with horror. At the foot of the mountain, the Jewish people were worshipping the golden calf. Now naturally, Moshe was appalled. Here he was, holding the luchos, the tablets, a God-given immortal gift, and he faced a nation plunged into an act of idolatry. And so he smashes the luchos. But if we analyze the narrative, we see there's an interesting word that Moshe inserts as he describes his actions on that day. He says, I descended from the mountain, and the two tablets were in my hands. Then I saw, and behold, you had sinned to God. You made yourselves a molten calf. So I grasped the two luchos, and I threw them down from my two hands and smashed them in front of your eyes. Now Moshe was holding the tablets when descending the mountain. So why did he clutch them before throwing them from his hands? Weren't they already in his hands? Shouldn't the verse have told us, then I saw and behold, you had sinned and you had made yourselves a molten calf. So I threw the tablets from my two hands and smashed them in front of your eyes. Why at that very moment did Moshe grasp them? Like Ksava HaKabbalah explains, that when God told Moshe to go down from the mountain, Moshe thought about leaving the luchos above in heaven. But God told him, in order that the Jewish people know the enormity of their sin, keep hold of the luchos in your hands, so that you break them before the people's eyes, and then they'll know that they lost them because of their sin. You see, Moshe didn't smash the luchos in a fit of anger. Before smashing them, Moshe embraced them, just as the father hugging a child that he would soon admonish. Because Moshe wanted to tell us that before we let loose, we have to hold tight. Before we give something up, we have to stop for a moment and consider its worth. Now sadly, part of the human condition is that we only truly value what we have when we're in danger of losing it, or worse of all, once we've already lost it. But there are moments, powerful moments, when we find or we've been forced to discover just how important the things are that we've previously taken for granted. So let's learn the eternal message of the luchos. Let's think about the importance of the mitzvahs. Let's appreciate our beautiful minhagim and our rich heritage. And let's treasure the Torah, God's gift to us. Good Shabbos.